I am here today to discuss embezzlement in the county by county officers. Embezzlement happens in all forms, and Couy has demonstrated several times today how he views the taxpayer time and money. Last 3 agenda items are again about him. These are issues that have been rehashed over and over again. I'm sure that county employees are getting behind on their work because they're having to constantly field these kind of attacks from him. Also, he keeps picking up his damn cell phone when citizens are up here talking. He was laughing at jokes while he was on his phone while people had scheduled communication. You employees at McDonald's aren't even allowed to have their phones while they're on the job. Yeah, wow. You were snoring when Paul Sanchez was talking. Total disrespect. And the faces you're making at me. What are you, 12, for God's sakes? I mean, my God. Grow up. This is awful. And you want to blame everybody else for all the problems you're in. Have you ever read this? I bet you haven't. And it's ignorance of your own fault. This is available at the Secretary of State and AG's office. Everything that you're discussing today is detailed in this, that you cannot do those things. Instead of you looking at the clock, why don't you actually look at me? Couy Griffin, I'm talking to you. Wow. And this is how your mother raised you? Really? You should be ashamed of yourself, a grown man acting like this. And by the way, I don't know if you guys are screening whether people are vaccinated when they come in here. I wasn't asked. The vaccines do not stop the spread of COVID. Masks do. So you can be asymptomatic and bring COVID in here. And you touching your face, you picking your nose while you're sitting here is just outrageous. You don't even cover your cough. Do you know that? When you were sitting up here coughing, you weren't even covering your cough. And you had your finger up your nose, then you had your pen in your mouth. I mean, my God. Stop it.
Thank you. I was wondering the same thing, though, about the masks. Was there a memo that went out or something? Or is there, I mean, one day we're wearing masks and the next day we're not.
Emergency services issued to the department heads for the education of the employees that vaccinated employees should still wear masks. Others are not required to, following state public health order.
So so right now in the county where we stand with that, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask?
Yes, sir.
So that means everybody's been vaccinated? All y'all have been vaccinated?
I have been.
Yeah. What about you, Gerald? Have you?
Been vaccinated?
Yeah. That's interesting. So in regards inside the county then, is that the policy with all county employees that if the ones that get vaccinated right now, because we had an item on our agenda where we were going to enforce the state mask mandates,
Following
correct?
public health order,
Okay.
and the governor changed the public health order.
Because things are changing with this, and I don't know where the county's at on, what's our position right now? Are we still requiring our county employees to wear masks unless they have a vaccine, or?
If they have been vaccinated, they are not required to wear a mask.
Okay, but the ones that haven't been vaccinated get punished and they have to wear masks.
The thing is, with the law, we're not allowed to ask employees if they've been vaccinated. It's medical protected information.
Yeah.
So we're not allowed to ask.
That's great. So, but then that just forces somebody that doesn't want to wear a mask. I don't know about Vicki. Have you been vaccinated, Vicki?
It's none of your business.
Well, but I mean, but I know.
Yes.
It's not my business. But it forces somebody to either say it forces them to lie if they don't want to wear a mask.
That's the current public health order.
It's just unfair, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
That's okay.
I mean, but it's just unfair, in my opinion, because. And I appreciate the clarity, because last commission meeting we had, everybody was in masks, and then this one, all of a sudden, nobody's wearing masks, and I'm sitting over here thinking, did I miss a memo or something, or was there a decision made, or?
We haven't worn masks in the last couple of commission meetings.
Yeah.
Well, you wore it when you came in and then you take it off. But you can still be asymptomatic and still spread even if you're vaccinated, which is why it's important until at-home antivirals are available, which will be here in December. People should still wear a mask to protect one another.
Okay.
Okay, our next person on that schedule is Gwen Reese.
Well, I put that on there in case that I would have